Hello friends and welcome back to the channel for war number 8 of season 54. Today we have a matchup against J-Win. This is the second to last war in a shortened season, so only one left after this. Team today Void, Chavez, and decided to give Deathless Vision some more action as we have a Sinister up in section 2. For the moment though, we are on path 6 in section 1. We have a Warlock here who is a tactic defender with a whole bunch of nodes that we can pretty much ignore, with Void being a tactic attacker. Actually did all of these fights at my gate in the Vancouver airport, waiting for the first of my 2 flights home. And normally I like to do my war fights kind of like by myself, make sure that I'm in like a real quiet area with no interruptions. And the airport was quiet enough where we were at the gate that I felt pretty comfortable. And I didn't want to have to do them when I was tired later, so this seemed like the best opportunity. So like I said, this is pretty much a nothing fight as far as tactics are concerned. We aren't going to take any of the degen from his special 1 there, as you can see, because we have plenty of debuffs up on him from the tactic. And I think it also prevents the spiked armor damage, though don't quote me on that one. I haven't really been watching my side of the screen too carefully here. But either way, we can pot up if we need to anyways. Pushing him to the special 2, we'll bait out this special 2 from him. Maybe. There we go. And he is pretty much over at this point. I don't think we need another knockdown for the slow, so we'll fire off the special 1, and down he goes. Alright, next up on path 15, we have a KUSHALA. Not a tactic defender, so nothing really to worry about here either, though. Void is Incinerate immune, so if we do happen to get tagged with that special 1, it's not going to hurt as bad. We have guaranteed crits from the critical setup node. Don't have to worry about removing her prowess, as it will happen naturally as we hit into her. So we're just going to be baiting the special 1 here. And if you don't dex the last hit of the special 1 early enough, you end up being too far away, and you can absolutely get parried by her. So this was something I kind of had to figure out with KUSHALA the more I fought against her, because I was used to just, dexing at the moment of impact, but if you do that and then you dash in, she is going to be able to block, and it will be a well-timed block, and then you will get punished here. Definitely don't want to do the special 2 here if we can avoid it. It's not that much worse, but there's just no need to push her to 2 bars. Alright, up in section 2, we are on path 1. We have an Ascended Sinister here, only a 6-star. And we're going to be using Deathless Vision here. Truthfully, any robot with heal block would have been perfectly fine here. Haven't used Vision in a while here, and he was, he's almost tailor-made to fight Mr. Sinister, so we decided to go with him. We're going to be pushing him up just over bar of power, power draining with a special 1, triggering our phase on a well-timed block. Similar to how Viv works, of course. Really wish that they had the time and resources to add like some visual effects for his phasing. Building him up to 2 bars of power, throwing the special 2, that gives us 2 phase charges, and now the fight is way past over, as we have plenty of Furies and can take him down with a heavy attack. Alright, next up, Node 28, we have an Iron Man Infinity War. Going to be taking him out with Void. Reminder that this node has Indomitable on it, so we cannot reverse the regen from Buffet and Arc Overload, but we can turn it off. Right at the start of the fight there, I tried to block, but apparently the AI in this case was like literally too fast for me just holding my thumb on the screen, and you can see he took 40% of my health with 1 combo, and I really felt like in the moment that combo was totally unavoidable. So really frustrating experience there, and I am going to have to heal Void up because we will need him for yet another 49 MYSTERIO at the end of this war. So we are kind of behind the 8 ball here in terms of health. Definitely not panicking here. Most important thing for me when I'm playing against Iron Man is to keep an eye on his armor ups, because if they get to 3, I am going to immediately back off, because if you aren't paying attention, you hit into him when he has 4 and he auto blocks you, you're going to have a really bad time. Trying to knock him down with a heavy in addition to special attacks now and then, just to keep that slow debuff up on him as much as we can for some extra damage. We won't have access to our withers in this fight because there's no placebos, so any little bit of damage helps. And then the only other concern is when he gets down to that 15% range, we'll have the power gain locked down and actually reversed here, but the auto block threat is still there. And actually, you're going to see me slow down my combo here when I see him approaching that, and he actually just like reparries me. Which is totally on me. I shouldn't have slowed down. I should have either committed to that second hit or just backed off. And then right here, I just toss my special one, knowing he'll auto-block it, but that the direct damage will finish him off. All right, moving on, we are on Mini-Boss Island number 2. We have a Maestro on Node 40, taking this fight with Chavez many, many times. There are other very good options for this fight as well. Other mystics that deal physical damage can work here. I think White Tiger works here. I think Spiral should work here as well. I'm very good with Chavez, very comfortable with her. And then in this fight, what you want to do is just stick to either the special 1 or the special 3. And you kind of don't really want all 3 dimensions because the power gain pushes you, close to and too far above 2 bars of power too frequently. So you can see I'm kind of just pushing myself to the special 3 here. And as also you might have noticed, I am speeding up this fight just because it is kind of slow, it is kind of tedious without access to Chavez's special 2. But she handles the fight just fine. And the only real threat in this fight is if you just, don't pay attention to the cosmic radiation and decide to spend too much time right next to him here. So we have all 3 dimensions active. Our attack rating is increased by quite a bit. He's got a bunch of buffs on him, which is also helping us here. So our special 1 is actually doing some pretty decent damage. You saw like a 14k crit there on the first hit. I don't know what the second hit crit looks like. We're just kind of spamming specials, and again, he is almost out of his enraged mode or whatever it's called. We're going to delay the charge gain with a heavy attack, and he has essentially started over his burst cycle, but he is almost dead, and I think one more combo finishes him off. Alright, last fight of the war is another Node 49 Mysterio, and this is actually going to be my first and only death of the season. And a really good example of how the fight can spiral out of control if you're not careful. So at the start of the fight here, we are going to bait out a heavy full combo into the special 1, and I try for the stand-up intercept, but he dexes out of the way, so I back up and instinctively hit block and trigger the stun reflection, so right away I get comboed, and he takes about 15-20% of my health off. And then it just kind of goes bad from here, right? I'm heavying in the corner. He triggers the Unstoppable. Again, combos me. Just got really unlucky with that Unstoppable trigger. And now I'm in the corner. I'm trying to get him to throw his special 1. Acutely aware that I'm going to be brute forced here in a second. So I make the decision to push him to the special 2, even though I know things are going to go really bad. He is super aggressive. I trigger the Stun Reflect again. He special 2s me while I have the Stun Reflect stun active. He again triggers the Unstoppable on the heavy counter, and I just feel like there is literally nothing I can do in this fight. He just has an answer for every single thing that I'm doing. So trying to recover, he fires off the special 2, and I take the chance to hit into him. Luckily, that resets the brute force timer here. That hit was triggered the miss. And now I kind of realize here that it's looking pretty bad for me here. So I bait the special 1 in the corner, and I mistime the dex on the last hit, and brute force gets me in. If I had nailed that last dex on the special 1, I probably would have been able to recover and finish the fight. But alas. So we just popped a 40% revive. No need to full heal here, as it was literally just one more combo into a special 1. And that was enough to kill him. So only a few seconds between me and a deathless season, unfortunately. So we didn't end up winning this one. 6 kills for me, 1 unfortunate death. This one was very, very annoying because, even though we aren't pushing as an alliance during this season, I was, picking out, more than the bare minimum of fights for myself because I really wanted to go deathless. I had gone deathless through both previous seasons of Decay, or rather Sugar Pill, or whatever you want to call it. And this was my first death in 3 seasons of this tactic, so super frustrating. I am going to count it, of course, toward my total because I was actually trying in these wars, but it is what it is. Record stands at 1-7. There's 1 war left in the season, and then we get a nice extended holiday break. Looking forward to that. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know if you did in the comments below, and as always, thank you very much for watching. See you again next time.